Here to tell us more about the new Catholic travel show, Discover Tradition, is the host, Austin Peck, who you may have seen on Chicago Fire or on several daytime soap operas.
Like Days of Our Lives.
Days of Our Lives. Austin, how you doing?
I'm good. Very good. I'm sorry I couldn't be in that comfortable looking set there. It's so colorful.
Oh, it is very comfortable. I have to tell you.
I want you to know that, I've done some research about you guys, and, there's consensus that people are not liking your beards.
Yes, that is true. That is true. Before we came on, I have to tell you, Kevin was talking about you on the soap operas.
I know,
because
yes.
his grandma, he said, my grandmother,
my mom and my grandma, they always had Days of Our Lives on. So I know all the characters over the course of the years, yeah. So,
and his mom watches, so.
Watches this show, yeah, you give her a shout out, Mary Nelson.
Well, what's her name?
Mary.
Mary, thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. Without you, we would be nothing.
Well, Austin, thanks for being here. Before we talk about the new show, can you tell us briefly about your conversion to Catholicism and how that changed the type of projects that you do as an actor?
Well, that's a good question. In my mid-20s, I converted to the Protestant faith from basically just pure hedonism. And but my family is Catholic on both sides, so I did have some exposure to that growing up. Unfortunately, it wasn't through my parents. And then I was introduced to Catholic theology, I would say about over 20 years ago. And it started to answer a lot of the questions I would come up with. Because, as Protestants, you have the Bible and the Holy Trinity. That's kind of what you're left with. And so there's so much questions. And I started to learn about Catholic theology, and I started to answer those questions. And what brought me to Christ in the first place was just a desire for truth. So that continued desire of truth led me to the Catholic faith.
That's great. And we saw a little piece of the show, Discover Tradition. Talk about how you got involved in what the mission of the show is.
Well, actually, I got involved through a cinematographer named Thomas Shannon, and he connected me to Cameron O'Hearn and Tony Schreiner, Dan Driver. And so we it was more of a meeting on creative aspects that it just started to develop, and we were going to collaborate on something else, and that we just decided to kind of part ways on that amicably. And then I went out to Nashville. We did a podcast in order to raise money for Godbread and Discover Tradition, and then they had the idea of me hosting it, and I was very intrigued. And I've been to Europe a lot. I've never been to Spain. Mm-hmm. And actually, I've never been to Europe when I was Catholic. I've been to Rome 5 times and never went to the Vatican.
Oh my gosh.
So, yeah, I know it sounds kind of stupid, but but for a hedonist, it was like, well, Vatican, schmatican. Yeah. And so it was just a wonderful opportunity to just go on this journey. That's all it is. It's a faith journey. Let me discover what's there, and it was beautiful. We were in the Andalusian region and went to 5 cities, and for Holy Week they go all out. So in each city there are these confraternities, these brotherhoods, and each one has got its own unique charism. So it was interesting. It was beautiful. It was moving to experience it firsthand.
That was the word I was going to use, Austin, because when I was watching the trailer that we just saw, it was moving. And then you see these women crying. It's just beautiful. There's so many different age groups involved. What were some of the traditions that you really liked when you were out there?
Well, one thing I found was amazing is, and this is, I am a firm believer in not being PC, and I come from LA, which is the land of PC. So, it's just that rebellious spirit, like in me, which is funny because I'm a Catholic, which means is learning to know your place. But it was homogenous. It was incredibly Spanish. Everybody looked like they were part of a family. And it was so obvious that I was not, that I would walk into a store, but if I had free time, and I would walk in and say, hola, and they would say, hello, how are you?
They knew right away.
And is it that obvious? And I clearly it was. And it was the formality of it all, too. This is something you could tell they suffer from the same secularism, because I was watching some TV, and there were some things on here, like, oh, they got the same stuff that's going on here.
Yeah.
But you can't walk the street without being confronted with the faith as far as imagery and expressions of faith in some sense, of these beautiful churches. Just out of nowhere, there's just like a shrine to Our Lady. Images everywhere. It was beautiful. And that way, I've come to really, because I've always deeply defined myself, identified as an American, and becoming Catholic, in America is deeply Protestant in history, and is really like looking at the lens of history through Catholicism.
Yeah,
right?
Yeah.
It's been very eye-opening. It's been like, actually, it's just a personal revolution.
And Jay was talking a little bit about some of the women that were crying there too, and we touched on this a little bit, but were you surprised to see some of the reverence there for the Lord?
No, that's a good question. No, I wasn't surprised. But one of the most, here's a stark difference. Like, we in America, we're really, I come from the entertainment, right? Entertainment. If you got to entertain people, you got to keep their interest.
Yeah.
I would think Americans really excel at that. So at 1 o'clock in the morning at Grand Poder, which is like the biggest confraternity in Seville, there's thousands of people in this square right next to their basilica. And at 1 o'clock there are people sitting, standing. It's shoulder to shoulder, back to chest.
Huh.
The lights go off in the square, 1 o'clock in the morning. Now, 1 o'clock in the morning, I go to bed early. 1 o'clock in the morning, there's thousands of people, children, young, old, everything. The square goes silent in 2 seconds, 3 seconds, dead silence. The doors open, and the procession out. And there's like 15,000 members of Grand Poder. Great power. That's what it means. And they're all the Nazarenos, which is they're the ones dressed in the garb. And depending upon each order, they different color. This one's black. And they're all carrying crosses or candles for an hour and a half. Wow. People are silent. And there, this random people start singing. Like, that's one of the women that's singing. That was during Grand Poder.
That's amazing.
But to sit and watch another person in black carrying a candle walking by, and then some are carrying crosses, and then finally the first paso comes by, the first float, which is of Our Lady, Queen of Sorrows. And then another half an hour later or something, our Lord comes out and he's carrying his cross. This is definitely tradition within their culture. But this isn't really entertainment. I'm sure it's entertaining because it's connected to them culturally.
Yeah.
But as an American, this would not fly. And it made me feel a little envious.
Yeah.
Well, unfortunately, Austin, we are out of time, but I do know that Semana Santa's episode will be available on Friday, December 12th for donors only, and you're looking to crowdfund to make sure that the series continues to be produced beyond episode 1. How
Yeah.
and where can people donate?
Well, you go to discovertradition.org, and then you could purchase so you purchase it. So it's twofold. So you get to purchase and watch it. And as you're purchasing and watching it, contributing. You're contributing to the future episode, because we don't want to bend a knee to anyone.
Yeah.
We want to make something it's ultimately, the show is a journey. It's a discovery. But as you discover tradition, guess what you'll discover? A deeper understanding of your faith. Yeah. And so Catholics, we've been vilified so much. When you actually learn what our faith is in its truth, its history, its tradition, how can you not have such a sense of self, being grafted into like this amazing faith that Christ has given us? So really, it's about strengthening the faithful, educating the ignorant on the reality of what our faith actually is.
Well, Austin, thank you so much for joining us today. It looks wonderful. Can't wait to see it. And have a wonderful day.
Thanks, Austin.
You too. Thank you very much.
Thank you.